Yes, MP3 is the standard format when it's actually out there ready to be grabbed by the consumer. There's different formats that you use during the process, but we can get into that a little bit later. The number 5 thing. Well, first of all, let me ask the other girls about equipment. We know that after a while you got the right equipment, but how was your trek down that lane? Did you come out with did you buy a brand new microphone right away, or Rhonda, how did that work out for you?
I actually did. I jumped right in with both feet. I went out and bought a Samsung UC3SB USB mic and a pop filter, and I used the free software. My initial investment was about $100, $120, and I'm now up to about $300 in podcasting gear. Because, you figure out things as you go along. I need to dampen this wall. I need to be able to do this. I don't like the way this mic is working. Maybe I'll change to that mic. I really do encourage people to try it first. Definitely try it first. It is a lot of work. When you're first starting out, for every 1 minute of audio you've recorded, you're going to spend 3 to 5 minutes editing that 1 minute of audio. So it takes time to get through it as you're going through the learning curve of okay, I can do this with the software, and I can do that I can bring the pitch up here, I can elevator this, I can move this down, all right, I don't like the way that sounded. Ooh, I need to rewrite my book. Yeah, that stuff.
All right, Arlene, what about you? Do you have any tips on getting started with the software and the equipment?
Yes, well, I happen to have several friends that were already part of the recording business through Recording for the Blind and Dyslexic. I was a volunteer there for many, many years. They gave me a little bit of advice, and that was one reason I ended up with a snowball mic. They said that one of the best things that I can do for myself is to get a good mic. It's a USB mic, and some of the pros that do books for audiobooks.com may look down on it, but for someone like me that's not going to ask many people to come into my studio, which I don't have, to read, a snowball is fine. And then I use my Mac. It has a program, GarageBand. I record right into GarageBand. And I use that for editing, for adding everything. I have also, and that comes with my Mac, that's free. So I really don't have to have any other programs around. We all use Levelator, or at least most of us use Levelator, which is when we're done with our text, we take it to the program called Levelator, and it actually takes the loud sounds and the lower sounds and creates a more level sound, so that helps out quite a bit in the editing format. And you do that before you add any of the extra sounds or songs or music or whatever you're going to be adding to it. And it basically, the only expense that I've had is the microphone. My computer was already here, and the Levelator program is free. There are many other programs available for mainly PCs that you can download and use for editing and recording that are free. Audacity is a big one, and it's free. So you really don't have to spend a lot of money.
Okay, Heather, what about you? Do you have any tips?
Can you hear me? I switched microphones.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Much better.
Yeah, I would say that, I didn't realize that my big microphone, which I invested in for podcasting, was still hooked up, and it's also a USB mic. I'd say I spent less than $100 originally when I was starting off, and I went to the audiobooks community. I recorded my audio, and it went pretty well, but I was told I needed a pop filter, and I have passed that along to many people. It's definitely a good investment to make. I started off with a nylon stretch over a coat hanger, but I've come up in the world since then, and I spent the additional $20 for a pop filter. Other than that, the software's free. Audacity's free. Levelator's free. It's just a commitment of time, and the other thing to keep in mind is you really do need a quiet environment. For most of us, that means recording at night. Because it's very hard to find quiet time during the day if you have family members or a lot of road noise or that kind of thing. Yes, like this.
Or cats with bells on. Cats with bells on is a big one. come walking through the room and you're just, ah!
Yeah, I think the biggest noise I have is the motorcycle people down the street. I'm like, and then I, oh, and then I. The phone always rings when I'm recording.
Oh, yes, of course, yes.
Yeah, I am kind of on the cheapskate type person here. I'm not the most wealthy. I mean, most of us authors are kind of scraping by anyway, but I use a not USB mic, and that is because I cannot find a USB mic, whether it be the Snowball or any of the other types, that actually doesn't pick up too much sound. My mic right now is a $16 Fry's Electronics stick mic that plugs into the back of your computer without a USB, and it picks up the best sound that I've ever had. And what happens is when you put it through the levelator, all your sound will be, it kind of brings it up and makes the quality better. So it doesn't really matter to me that I don't have one of those high cost mics, because it picks up way too much, and the area that I live in is just too noisy. So that's another thing that you want to think about. A lot of the big podcasters, the big guys, that use the Snowball mics and such, they have rooms that they do this in. They have like a closet or something that they hang blankets on the wall for, and they close the door, and they don't have kids, or if they are, they're away, tied up in the closet somewhere. It's like they have this absolute beautiful sound room, and it may not be pretty, but it's soundproof that they can do this stuff in. And you really need to think about that, because if you don't have an area in your house where you can do that, then you probably want to go with something that picks up a little less.
Absolutely.
Now, Rhonda and Heather have a show called PaudioRocket.com, and she just put the link in the text chat right now. And she says that they have lots of links to videos of pictures and rooms, pictures of rooms that people do that in and do podcasting in. And it's at www.PaudioRocket.com. All right, so the fifth thing that I'm going to tell you about podcasting is something that I've already mentioned, but I want to reiterate this. Try it out before you make the commitment. You may hate it. It's not for everyone. And unless you're really kind of a multitasker and really detail-oriented, where you don't mind spending hours and hours in front of the computer to get this stuff edited and everything, you may not like it. So make sure that before you spend anything, you could even try it out with your little mic. See how it goes, see how the sound is and everything, and then if you decide, then make the investment and say, you know what, I'm doing this for my career. I'm going to try it out now. So those are the top 5 things that I think are important. Do you girls have anything more to add if someone is looking into getting into podcasting? Let's go with Heather first.